Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Power Pack show for you today. Again, this is Tyrone Dukes with iManagement Solutions, bringing you a Power Pack show with our magnificent guest on this evening. Her name is Loida Figueroa, and she is a credit repair consultant. She's going to be able to provide us with some great nuggets on this evening to pretty much help you and give you the information and knowledge to pretty much build generational wealth utilizing your credit, in addition to helping you with knowledge to pretty much help you build business credit, guys. So I just wanted to give this opportunity to thank Loida for joining us on this evening. She's going to bring us a wealth of knowledge, and I encourage you to actually take notes. Definitely, take out your pen and paper, take notes, and it's going to be a power pack session. Welcome, Loida, and we appreciate you for joining us on this evening.
Thank you, Tyrone. I'm excited to be here with you again. I
Yes.
love doing this with you, and I'm looking forward to doing so much more with you in this space. It's just so much fun. You always make it feel so easy and so relaxing and comfortable. And I just really appreciate your platform for allowing me the opportunity to share with your viewers about the importance of credit repair and just their financial well-being.
Yes, and that's what we're looking for today on Loida, just to pick your brain and just to get that wealth of knowledge and information from for you. And we're going to take the information and use it. And I'm just going to kick us off with this very first question. Loida, I saw this saying one time, and it said, if you think education is expensive, you ought to try ignorance. And I think there should be another saying or another caveat to add to that. And that caveat should say, if you think you're, pretty much paying your bills on time while delaying gratification, for the simple fact that you're paying your bills, and you think that makes you miserable, you should try bad credit.
Hmm.
Now, Loida, explain to us how miserable it can be with someone that has bad credit and how expensive that could be.
So I personally don't like the word miserable, but I love the statement or the words delayed gratification. Mainly because that's a space that I'm in right now, is practicing delayed gratification in order to achieve my goals. And I think that when we're talking about the space of finance and credit repair, delayed gratification fits perfectly because it allows that challenge and that discipline that then allows that payoff in the end. So having those goals. So when we talk about how much, we can be negatively impacted or affected by not having, not having placed these disciplines or these habits into your life's ecosystem in order to give you yield the results that you're looking for, such as ending up with bad credit, which then you can't get a car, you can't get a house, or you can't apply for loans or credit cards or whatever. um, I think that is stems from a place of not putting in those implementing those disciplines and those habits. So yes, there is a lot of bad that can come from not doing something that's actually serving you. But I think that sometimes people just may not know what they need to do. Sometimes people aren't, purposely trying to have, bad habits that leads them to ending up with bad credit. So that's why, there's these platforms and these opportunities to be able to share some knowledge, share some information, in order for people to start thinking about, maybe I need to start creating a budget. Maybe I need to start deciding if, buying this new PlayStation for my child is more important versus saving that PlayStation money, for a future home where they'll have their own room. So I think everything always boils down to mindset. And yes, it can get expensive. Let's talk about the technicalities. It can get expensive because if you do apply for something, you'll end up with higher interest rates. And so it's important, of course, knowledge is power. It's important to fill yourself up with as much information about the things that you're involved in general. If you are involved in, if you like to watch sports, for example,
Hmm.
and that's something that you're involved in and you're enjoying that, your most of your day to day is going to incorporate a piece of that sport that you like to watch, right? So whether it's you're looking up the news on the phone, on your phone, or you're talking to your coworkers or your friends about this team, your favorite team. I'm not a sports person, but for some reason that's just what came into me to talk about sports. So you're going to be incorporating that in your life, little pieces here and there every day. So anything that you're involved in. So if, finance, money is a part of all of our lives. And so we need to be doing something every day to really become experts at money, experts at what I'm supposed to do with my money. How should I feel about my money? What should I think about my money? And that goes along with, like, what am I eating today? What am I shopping for today? So I think overall with your question, it can get expensive when you're not thinking about your financial well-being. So that's really the focus there. Is it's expensive when you're not pursuing that information, when you're not pursuing that knowledge to really grow and develop and become an expert in your life.
That you just shared some golden nuggets there. Picked up a couple key pieces there, and the first one being is, how do you feel about your money, right? Because based on how you actually feel about your money, it's actually how you will treat your money, how you will manage your money, how you will spend your money. So that was a key element there, guys. I hope you picked that up. How do you feel about your money? Because based on how you feel, that's how you're going to treat your money. That's key, and
Exactly.
that's very important. And I'm glad you said that, Loida. Let's go into the second question. And again, I love quotes, and this one is based off another quote that I had seen, and says that Tyler Gregory, he said this quote, guys, and it says that if repairing one's credit is as easy as sending some disputes letters out to everyone, to the credit bureaus, then why doesn't everyone have good credit? So, Loida, talk to us about the complexities of consumers attempting to repair their own credit and how your company relieves them from the stress by performing the credit repair process for
I love this question because I feel like it has so many layers. And I want to tap into the deeper layers of this question. And, you know, I remember walking into the WIC office, and, like, for those of you that have gone through that process or have been in those kind of offices, you know that when you have your appointment and you take your child with you, you're sitting in the waiting room for a long time until it's your turn. And there could be one person that sits there on their phone, waiting their turn, scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And then there's me, who is standing up, reading every single flyer on the wall, every single detail, picking up information. And so, with this question, about it being, if it's so easy to just type up a letter or print out a letter and mail it out, why isn't everybody doing it? I mean, that can be applied to anything in life. I don't know why people don't do the things that they do. I can only tell you why I do what I do, and hope that you resonate with that and you can see the value in it and actually implement it and see the benefits that come with it. So it's important that people take the opportunities that are given to them in every single space that they're in. So if you're in the space of being in a dentist office and there's material that's available for you to read or to learn about, or a flyer or something, glance over it, read the fine print. If you're filling out an application, read through it. And if you don't have time to read through it, at least do a Google research about the document that you need to sign, and get a summary from it. Seek knowledge, seek information, seek to really understand and grasp what it is that you are a part of. So when it comes to credit repair, bringing it back full circle, there's a lot of things that are easy. Yes, anybody could repair their own credit on their own, but a lot of people may not have the time to do it. A lot of people may not have the mental capacity to really wrap their heads around, okay, what exactly am I doing? And that's why there are people like myself, credit repair consultants. That's why there are people that are in place that do take the time to read these things. They do take the time to formulate the letters and understand the e-Oscar system and all these different technical terms that may not be within the realm of attraction for the different clients or the different people. Some people are just not into it. Like for me, for example, my partner, he's really big in like looking at charts and investment stuff and chart stuff. I'm not into that. I'm the type of person that I'm going to put my money into some company that's never going away, and I'm never going to look at it again. I want to set it and forget it. And so it's a beautiful thing that we have that opportunity, that there are people in place that are attracted to certain topics and things and industries, and we can utilize each other's abilities in order to get what we need. So there's both sides. The reason why, something so simple isn't being implemented is one side is some people just don't read. Some people just don't go and look for that information and knowledge, because they're just distracted or they're just not interested. And then on the other hand, some people just may not have the time. So there's different reasons. I can't really answer for that. I can only say how I do things and why I do things. And again, just encourage people to implement those things for themselves, but to also know how to pinpoint or spot someone that is going to handle the job. At least, just like with AI is a situation where it's not like an easy thing necessarily, because you have to know how to input the keywords. You have to have you have to have the knowledge and understanding of the subject matter that you're trying to get the outcome for, in order to ask and input the right stuff to get the right stuff back. And so if you're not going to be that person that's going to fix your own credit and do all the research, hours of research, get involved with a community of individuals that are in this lane, at least be able to pinpoint, okay, this business is one that I can trust because they show that they're doing this and they're able to do that, and this is within my price point and things like that. So it's important for people to really be empowered to take ownership of their lives, take ownership of their financial situation, and be confident in knowing that they make the decision to partner with Rochester Capital or iManagement Solutions. They have they feel confident in their decision because they actually understand, okay, they know what they're talking about when they hear us speaking.
Powerful. The key takeaway that I got from your words of empowerment just now is that the process of actually handling yourself can be tedious. And one of the things that I can think about, Loida, is the simple fact that of the follow-up that's required, right? So as I can just think of, as the dispute letters are being sent to the credit bureaus, there's follow-up that's required. And
Yes.
a lot of people are not persistent in that process of actually continuously following up. So they kind of give up on that first initial document that's sent to the credit bureaus. And after that, they're done. And so that's kind of like critical where I see you really come in is that consistent follow-up just to ensure that the credit bureaus are, number one, receiving the letters, number two, that they're actually removing the disputes. And if they're not removing the disputes, you're pretty much coming back and sending more letters to get those, inquiries or get those bad debts removed that are not legally on there, et cetera. So that's a key important part of the actual credit repair process. And a lot of people do not factor or even take that into consideration. Another thing that I also look at is that if you, like you said earlier, the time that it takes to, pretty much dispute and go back and forth with the credit bureaus, that takes time. And if you're an individual like myself who values their time, I'm not going to spend my time, going back and forth with the credit bureaus to remove negative information off of my credit. I just
Right.
don't have the time to do it. And we have business clients that's out there listening on this evening also. So if you're a business client and you know that you're already busy, you definitely want to contact Loida so that she can help you at Rochester Capital to help you remove these negative inquiries or anything that's on your credit report that shouldn't be there. Because again, you already know as a business owner, you don't have time. And especially for your individuals who, on a personal side, that if you're, taking up other times doing other things, again, you contact Loida for that. So we're going to kind of transition into our next question here, guys. So think about this. Now, when people often think about good credit, they limit themselves to, purchasing cars, homes, clothes, etc., with good credit. But one of the things that they don't think about is utilizing the good credit to invest in a business to make millions of dollars and just generate wealth, right? So I'm just curious, Loida, why do you believe people limit themselves to such mediocre or average thinking to look, I'm just going to utilize my credit to buy a house or a car instead of utilizing my credit to make more money? Where does that thinking come from and why do people think like that?
I don't know if we have enough time on this segment to tap into why do people like the thought process. But I will start with what you said earlier about delayed gratification. And I think that our society and the part of the world that we live in could have something to do with, our these patterns of needing to have things now. And if I see it and I can get it, then I want it. I'm going to get it and I'm not going to wait. There's not really much of let me think ahead or let me plan ahead. But again, why does that happen? Why? I think that the beauty of this experience is that there are individuals like ourselves that are able to balance that out, because there are people that will be watching this that may not have had a certain type of thinking. And because of this information, because of this video, they're now thinking a different way. And that's just a part of this experience. So why do people do that, or why have they done that? Why do they continue to do that? Either they just haven't reached a point in their lives where they've attracted something where it's able to shift their mindset in a way where they're saying, you know what, I don't want to work for another person. I want to have my own business. I want to generate my own wealth. That all those things are a part of a person's process. Some people are just not entrepreneurs. Like some people are just meant, they enjoy working and supporting, another cause or a brand, or it aligns with the things that they're interested in. And I think I think like for me, for example, I didn't know that I was an entrepreneur. Like I didn't grow up saying I'm going to have my own business one day. Like I grew up saying I'm going to be a lawyer. And that was the only thing I thought about, either a lawyer or a news reporter. but it was mostly lawyer. And ended up going to college, for business, but with the mindset of I can go to this school and get my bachelor's degree in shorter than 4 months or 4 years. And then when I graduate, I can go straight to law school and I'll end up being a young lawyer. Like that was like everything that I had in my mind. But once I got into business, into the business degree and all the classes that I was taking, and it was a class that it was literally just a business plan creating class. And that was in order for me to pass that class, I had to create a business plan. And I had the choice of either creating a real business plan that I could actually implement or a pretend one. And of course, I created a real one. And that's where Spanglish started. And so I think that, you know, everybody has their own path and their own journey. And just because I want to create businesses and I want to, you know, create things, that doesn't necessarily mean that other people want to do that. And it doesn't mean that it's wrong that they don't want to do that. Would I encourage them to do it? Absolutely. We highly encourage individuals to at least have one business, one LLC. And, you know, you don't have to know or understand all of the ins and outs, but just know that it's going to benefit you and it's going to position you in a way that you may not have known it could. Um, and I think it's just as simple as if you're not happy in the position that you're in and you're working somewhere, then you really need to take the time to evaluate and go within and figure out, okay, what is it that I actually really want? And then take the action steps in order to get you to that goal, in order to get you there. And it's possible. It's possible. I want people to know that they can take the steps that will take them to the place that they desire to go. But I highly discourage you staying somewhere and saying that, well, I have to be here because I have to pay bills, because I have to, I have a family to feed. Those things are just that is no longer the currency that's valuable here.
Great. I love golden nuggets there. Key guys, she just touched on something big there. And the thing that I picked up was that today, as we look at the state of the economy, we look at people's lives and their work style, and you look at pre-pandemic, right? Everyone used to go into an office and work, and remote work was really unheard of, right? And post-pandemic, a lot of people started to, work remotely, will continue to remain to work remotely, and a lot of jobs are calling people back into work. And so during the pandemic, that flexibility of being able to work from home was beneficial to a lot of people, but now some of them have to go back into the office. So when you take that opportunity, like Loida said, if you know that you have that desire to start that business, and it creates that lifestyle and gives you that opportunity to have that freedom that you want, having good credit can help you jump start and get that business that you desire. Start that business, utilizing an LLC, which is one of the simplest forms of establishing a business. Because I see so many people during today that they're suffering because, they have to go into work. I saw some data where it was reported that most people have heart attacks between Sunday and a Monday. And of course, it starts then because, Sunday because they got to go into work, and Monday because they're actually, reality hits and that they have to really go into
Wow.
work. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that, that is not really talked about is really the impact of stress on the
Wow.
body from work related circumstances. That's not really
Mm,
talked about. They don't talk about how many deaths are, as a result from work. Now we see the heart attack data, right? But if you start to look at the stress related deaths that are related to work, that's astronomical. And I don't think there's really pertinent data that really talks about that out there. So that's key. Utilize, your credit to start the LLC and get started, guys. And again, contact Loida. She can help you in this area if you're struggling with your credit. And so we're going to move on to the next question here. So, Loida, of
Absolutely.
course, in business, individuals, that have good personal credit are able to, pretty much utilize their credit, up to 10 times faster than anyone who has had just regular personal credit, right? So when we look at this, Loida, talk to us with regards to how your company can help individuals repair their personal credit.
Yes. So our company is able to help you repair your personal credit. We start off with a consultation where we review your credit scores, your credit report. We see where you are. We talk about your goals. Everybody has a different goal, so everybody's path will be different. Our strategy is going to be different on a case by case basis based on what it is that you're trying to achieve. And so once we are able to identify your goals and then identify exactly where you are in this very moment, then at that point we're going to be able to move forward, get you set up with the different parameters, put the different parameters in place that are going to help you get to that goal. And of course, we have a very great payment process. We have a really great customer service. And what I love about the differentiating factor between our organization and any other organizations is that we have that personal touch. And so you have people working with you and for you that have experience over 20 years of experience within the business world, finance. I mean, I can't even explain how much knowledge and abilities and networks that we have in order to be able to really provide you a holistic credit repair experience. Sometimes, so I've had clients that are going through everybody's going through real life issues. Like some things are family related, some things are, hey, I'm getting ready to uh, go into foreclosure, or I'm getting ready to, like, these are real life scenarios. And I think that it's important that as any business owner of any kind of business, that sometimes it's not just about I'm fixing your credit. Sometimes it's not just about I'm helping you get that house, or I'm helping you, you know, build a good rapport with, the credit bureau. Sometimes it's just about really being that person or being that team of individuals that can really like be by your side and be that guide, and like almost like a friend, almost like family. Because you know it can sometimes people feel a little bit of embarrassment or shame because they're like, oh my gosh, like I can't even apply for a credit card, like, and they're like grown-ups, and it's like it's our responsibility, it's our job to be able to say, hey, it's okay, we're here to help you. That doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean that you're not, the awesome person, the awesome individual that you are. It just means that you were focused on other areas of your life. And that's why we're a team. That's why, you know there's many parts of a body, that have different jobs, and we all come together as a collective to really reinforce and elevate one another. And so being able to be in a place of service within the credit repair industry is my favorite part, because a lot of the people, like everybody that I interact with, all of our clients, I really feel like a personal connection with them, to the point where I'm looking forward to that end goal. I'm excited about that new house that they've been, wanting to get. I'm excited about that new car. I'm excited about the new business. I'm excited about that $25,000 business credit card, that they now have in order to make, whatever it is that they're making, or create whatever they're creating. So And it's really just an opportunity to serve the community, to serve individuals that, you know, not only may not have the time, but they just they don't have the understanding, and they really need to be able to put their hands and trust in someone, in an organization that's going to really get them to the finish line. And I think that that's really awesome to be able to see people. The best part for me is to see people investing in themselves, you know, like people that may not even have enough to pay for the next bill, or something that they feel like they needed, but they're literally saying, I'm going to invest in myself in order, because I see the long run. I see the bigger picture. If I put this little bit here now, later on I'm going to have the bigger picture that I'm creating. And so they're willing to sacrifice. They're willing to, you know, be patient, because during the process, going back to your question of how we help, during the process of repairing your credit, there is no applying for, you know, we don't really encourage, it's a case by case, of course, but typically we don't encourage making, you know, applying for new credit cards, new lines, new loans, and things of that nature, unless it's like a specific case. There's a certain, like, a reason behind it. But typically we don't do that. And sometimes it can be hard for people because, you know, if you're somebody who likes to go to the store or go to the mall, every time you go to that cash register, that store is going to ask, hey, do you want 40% off, you know, if you apply for this credit card? And so again, delayed gratification. These are all mindset practices. How much are we exercising our mind? How much are we exercising that ability to say no, to be disciplined, to say, you know, I have a plan, I'm on a mission, and really staying the course.
Oh my God. Awesome nuggets there. The thing that really touched me was when you stated that, you know, like when you're going to the store and they're offering you that 40% off discount. I can't tell you how many times I got bitten by that, just because
Me
of the
too.
simple fact that they're offering 40%, and I'm going to take advantage of it. And that's how they entice you, right? They get you with the 40% in hopes that later you'll spend more money. And every time you swipe that card, they're making money. And of course, you know,
Exactly.
you don't pay it back, then that's even more trouble for you. So that is key. You know, flexing your mindset, really putting yourself at a disciplined level to ensure that you don't overspend or just manage that money wisely is very important. So key nuggets
Yes.
there, Loida. And we're gonna transition over to our last question of this evening, guys. And again, Loida, tell us, why should individuals choose your company over any other credit repair company out there? And I know the answer, but I want to hear from you.
Well, I already listed many reasons, but I think that, you know, this is one of those questions where um, I really feel like, you know, it's more of an attraction situation. Like, my energy, our team's energy, the service that we provide, it expands further past just, we're fixing your credit, thanks for your money, we got to your goal, it was so nice to meet you, see you later. You know, I think that the beauty of, you know, being in this experience, in this life experience, is that when we touch one another, when we connect with one another, you know, if we are aligned and we're in divine timing, those connections are happening because we're creating them. So anybody that happens to connect with our organization it was already destined. It was already a divine reason, because sometimes it'll begin with, hey, we fixed their credit, and then it could grow into, you know, we were able to get their product into, you know, 20 new stores. You know, it'll turn into, we were able to connect them with management solutions and get them set up with, you know, the business phone line that they needed, so that they wouldn't have to apply for all these different Uline accounts and, all this extra stuff, it'll, I feel like the difference between our company and perhaps others is that we come from a place of mind, body, spirit. When we're talking about your goals, we're not just saying, hey, what if, or we might, we're really taking into account the power of the words that we say. We're going to get this house. We're going, and hey, I may take a few 20 seconds to say, what does the house look like that you want? Have you gone and stepped foot in houses that look like what you want? And so we come from a really, we're driven by mindset. We're driven by, taking care of our thoughts and really navigating life that way. So that's a differentiating factor, because it's not just about, the transactional piece. Okay, you need something from us, we have something to offer you, great, let's do that and then keep it moving. You're not just another customer, you're not just another client. You actually are coming into our orbit. We're now connecting in each other's orbit, and we're building and creating something together. And so anything that our clients ever need, even if it's not credit related, we offer ourselves in that way, we serve in that way, and we love to do that. I mean, I think that's the whole point of existence, of being here, is to be able to expand with the people that you're divinely connected with, because you just never know. That person that I helped, get their credit to a certain point, ends up opening up a business that is able to serve a whole community, is able to, like, the doors that are opened for them ends up helping a plethora of individuals, and then one of those individuals could possibly come back and help me. I love that. So I think that's an important key factor, even if you yourself are an entrepreneur or a business owner, to implement that, to really start from that, to really build anything from that place of connection and expansion.
Oh my God, golden nuggets there. Let me tell you what I picked up, guys. And I'm helping you. By the way, I'm helping you with your notes, okay? So the first thing that I picked up that she talked about, and she didn't spell it out for you, but dream building. So she let you know right out the gate that whatever your goals are in terms of, that you're trying to accomplish with your credit, she's pretty much positioning you to dream build. So if your goal is to, buy a house, you should actually start going out and start looking at houses while she's in the process of repairing your credit. That's what she's telling you to do. That's what I picked up. If your goal is
Yes.
to start a business, she's telling you, go ahead and start the business while you're in the process of repairing your personal credit. And that way you can utilize personal
Yes.
credit to fast track and help build your business credit. That's what she's telling you to do, guys. Take note of that. So she's on this journey with you. She's going through this story of life with you, and she's letting you know that she's in there for the long haul. The second thing that I pick up, she didn't come out and say it, but here's what she's saying. She says, look, in contrast to all the other businesses out there, look, I'm the Chick-fil-A of this credit repair, meaning that she is providing the best service. Now, when we all know that when you look at McDonald's, you look at Chick-fil-A, there's night and day. There's no comparison. We all know that Chick-fil-A provides the best service. And so what Loida is telling you, she is providing the best service. So that's why you should pick her. That's why we picked her to do business with her on a previous project, because of the service, guys. She is providing you with phenomenal service. And so that's why you should actually go with her also. So I can think of, hundreds of other things to go with, but guys, those are the key elements that she pointed out for you. And so that's why you should do business with her. So Loida, in closing, how do individuals get in contact with you to start the credit repair process so that they can actually, start the process of building that generational wealth actually going out to purchase any houses or cars that they may want, even starting a business, actually utilizing money for investments. There's a plethora of things that they can do with their business credit, or excuse me, personal credit. But how do they get started in terms of contacting you and getting that process started?
Yeah, so they can get started by going to our website at www.rochester.capital. And they can also contact us via email, rochester.capital850@gmail.com, or by just commenting on this video, reaching out to, there's many different ways. It's like internet world. But those are the main ways that you can reach out. You can reach out to me directly. I think Tyrone might be tagging me on here. You can send me a message on Facebook. But what I also wanted to add is, you guys, that when you partner with us, when you partner with Rochester Capital, you have access to our network, and Tyrone is a part of our network. iManagement Solutions is a part of our network, and a lot of what they do, a lot of they focus on the business side of things, and that's why I love Tyrone. I love working with you. I love to do these videos with you because you and your organizations have always been focused on helping and serving the community to become stronger billionaire entrepreneurs. And I know that that's your thing. I know that's your passion and your drive. And that's why we've decided to partner with you as well. And, just as you mentioned that you have worked with me. And so I'm very, very excited for some of the clients that we have and that we will have that are looking to, expand themselves within the business, within the entrepreneurial space, because they're going to have access to your resources, our resources. And I'm sure you guys know how you can get in touch with Tyrone there.
Yes, I was just looking to make sure we didn't have any questions that came up, and I don't see any in the chat here. But yes, guys, you definitely know how you can get in contact with us. You have a subscription to our YouTube channel at IMGTSOL. So that's how you would get in contact with
Yes.
us, of course. And or you just email us as usual,
Yes.
info@imgtsolutions.com. Loida, it was definitely a pleasure for having you on this evening. As always, we appreciate your time. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we thank Loida for coming on this evening. And we want to send you off in grand fashion. Thank you, Loida Figueroa.
Thank you, Tyrone. Dukes.
All right, Loida, have a good
Yes.
evening. And
Thank
we'll be talking
you.
with you soon, okay?
Awesome.
Thank
See
you.
you.